Hi, this is Jamie Mangrich. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'd like to show you how I made this card. So let's get started. I'm going to be using Mossy Meadow ink. I'm going to be using the Timeless Tropical stamp set and the in the Tropics dies. I'm also going to be using this die here from the Smooth Sailing dies. Okay, we need a scrap of let's see, I forgot what color this is. So saffron, a scrap of Flirty Flamingo, a scrap of Sahara sand that I've already cut those ropes out of, a piece of Pear Pizzazz, which is 2 by 5.5. Oh, excuse me, this is soft seafoam. This is a scrap which is 2 3/8 by 4 1/4, and this is 2 by 5.5, and this is Pear Pizzazz. So soft seafoam, Pear Pizzazz. I've already taken the Very Vanilla, which is 4 by 5 1/4, and run it through the basket weave. It's not the basket weave, it's the Coastal Weave 3D embossing folder. I have a layer of Flirty Flamingo, which is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Those will get layered together. And then I have a card base of Very Vanilla, which is 5.5 by 8.5, scored and folded at 4 1/4. Put those aside for now. Bring this piece in and this piece in. And I need my foam mat. Oh, it's up here buried. Alright. So the first thing I'm going to do is bring the Mossy Meadow in. And this leaf from the stamp set. From the Timeless Tropical. And I'm going to let me bring in a scratch paper, because I'm going to be stamping off. I'm going to stamp this leaf right down the center of this strip. And as I go, I'm going to flip it over. So I'll stamp it one way. Might be easier to flip the card, I don't know. Right straight line down the center of that card, like that. Okay. We're going to bring in this soft seafoam piece and the palm trees. And this is a scrap, but and we're going to stamp those trees. Okay, now we're going to bring in the dies. We're going to bring in the die that's going to cut out the trees. We're going to bring in this little one that's 3 flowers. We're going to run the flowers through, and I'm going to run them through once with the Flirty Flamingo and once with the So Saffron, and it doesn't matter that you don't get the whole flowers because I only want the centers of the flowers for the So Saffron. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got those cut out, and I did misspeak. You need one of the smallest yellow flowers. and then all the little centers. Okay, so there's all my pieces. Pop these out later. And there's my tree. Okay. Alright, now we can put our card together. I've already cut out those rope pieces from the man, I'm shedding from the what color? Forgot already. Sahara sand. Alright, let's get this layered up. And this layer is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Doesn't matter that it has something cut out of the center of it, because you're not going to see it anyway. And this layer is 4 by 5 1/4, and I've run it through that embossing folder. Come on, slide. There you go. Alright, now our card is going to run this way. Now this piece here is going to go across the front there. And I need to trim it down just a hair. Looks like it's a little too long. So I need to cut it down to 5 1/4. Tiny bit more. I'm guessing with this one because I should have put it on the white piece first and then trimmed it, but that works. Okay. Mount this on there. And this is going to go down here in that lower third of these ropes. They're too short, you'll see. So I'm going to bring in a snip. And I'm going to snip them. See, about there. Let's bring in the tree first before I do the rest of that snipping, so I know I've got them in the right spot. I'm bring in a few dimensionals. I'm going to need the little bitty ones. For down here in the tree trunk. I actually might need to, yeah, I need to cut them in half. So what I'm going to do is actually on this edge, I'm just going to cut a piece off like that. That'll go on the trunks. That'll be perfect. I need to cut my fingernails. I'm not used to having long nails. First time in my life I actually had long nails. Okay, bring a large dimensional for the tree. That should be plenty. Take those backs off. Okay, now I'm not going to stick hard the stems because I'm going to want to tuck this rope underneath it. But I want this to be right about there, so if I'm dividing this into thirds, it's going to go right where that third quadrant is. A little bit underneath the bottom of this, like that. Okay. Now this rope, is going to go under here. Right on that edge. Like that. This one will go over here. There we go. Now this one, we need to trim. We need to know where to trim, so let's trim it there. No, I only used 2 on the other one. Quite know what I did differently. I'll trim this again because there's flowers here, so maybe I need a third one. Alright. Put this on this end. Okay, now we're going to put these flowers on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a baby dimensional. And I'm going to put one on the back. Then I'm going to bring in one of these little centers. I think I need my take your pick tool. Come on. And I'm going to stick that center right on that glue dot. Okay. One of these is going to go here. Take a second one. Do the same thing. I need to cut these nails, they're kind of in the way. This one's going to go here. Okay, we need to do one for this little one. If you get it just right, you're not going to see the dimensional on the back, but there we go. You might need to trim that dimensional smaller. Put one One here. Now we're going to do the opposite with this little yellow flower. I'm going to pick up one of these pink centers. Come on. It's going to go here. And these other two little centers, I'm going to tuck one right here, one over here. Just put little drops of glue there. There we go. Now to finish it off, I just took a little piece of green Judy type ribbon, tied a little bow, trim those ends, and bring in a glue dot. Roll it up, put it behind my bow, add that bow here at the bottom. There we go. There's our card we just made together. And here's the one I did previously. Well, thank you for joining me at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you can find some time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper.